Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Metro 2033 Redux Good Ending walkthrough, and this is mission 9, also known as Ghosts. And this is two levels combined into one. In the original Metro 2033 game, this was two levels. It was Ghosts and Anomaly. And one of the first things we're gonna do here is go up to these pipes. And once again, we're gonna crouch and listen to them. And in the previous mission, we met up with this guy, Khan. Khan is gonna help us out. He is a really nice but a bit odd guy. And in this mission, it's quite crucial that you listen to Khan's instructions at times. Because he will help you, he will give you instructions about certain situations, and if you don't listen to him, in best case scenario, you will just attract bad karma points, and in a worst case scenario, or in some of the scenarios, it will be an instant kill state. Kinda like those odds, aren't you? Don't you? But I'm gonna do my best to guide you through which moments I'm talking about. And I want to apologize in advance if this commentary gets a little bit off. Once again, this is... he tells you to freeze and look forward. Listen to his instructions. Don't fire at this ghost, because I think that will give you a bad karma point. But talking about this commentary today, I started this day by going to the dentist and having root canal work done. And I must say it's not the most fun I've had at the dentist. So my head is still a little bit mushy after that, after sitting there bombed up to the eyeballs after I got like 3 shots. So it was like instant stroke phase when it kicked in. But now everything is peachy, but my brain is still a bit mushy, so maybe a little bit hazy. I'll try to keep as consistent as possible in this commentary, but if I space out a little bit, that's why. Here once again we have another ghost. This level really lives up to its name, because this is one of those levels that just gets freaky. And I think I've mentioned it before that in these tunnels there are lots of different things. There are bandits, there are mutants, and sometimes there are these angry phantoms. This is another one of those instances we see the ghost of a train. Kind of reminiscent of Ghostbusters 2, you know, when they're down in the old subway tunnels and they're calling out for Winston. Great scene, scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Still think it's an awesome scene. Really like those movies. But getting back to this, as I said, these are two levels combined into one. And the name of the second level is Anomaly. And an anomaly is an enemy type that we will be introduced to in this level. We have seen it, I think, in a previous level. But this is the first time we're gonna actually run into one. And when an anomaly shows up, it's like a ball of light that gives off this electric sound. Also here, quick note, do not fire at these ghosts. Khan instructs you, he tells you a little bit about them, it's his fallen comrades. And he instructs you to follow behind him and stay really close. So that's what we're gonna do. And that will result in us getting a good karma point for being a good boy and listening to our elders. But don't fear these ghosts. As I said, do not shoot at them because you will get bad karma. Just hug Khan's back and you will be absolutely safe. But the anomalies, as I said, they are balls of light. And they give off this electric static sound. When an anomaly shows up, do not move. Not under any circumstance, because the anomaly will kill you instantly if you do. You see right there we got the karma point for listening to Khan. And we will also see the effect of an anomaly later on in this level. What happens if you don't move? I will not get killed, but a bunch of Nosalises will, because we are gonna be in a little bit of combat. It is quite a slow level for the most part. It's mostly walking after Khan, listening to him, telling stories about days of past glory, I almost said, but the atrocities that have happened over the years in the past. Because the metro is not a nice place to live in. I think we have all figured that one out by now, but it's better than going up to the surface and becoming radiated. And in this room we are gonna pick up another karma point, go in behind these barrels and behind this crate and find this old corpse. I don't know why that gives you a karma point, just maybe the fact that you acknowledge that that guy has fallen in combat, probably against mutants. But who cares? We are here for the Enlightened ending, so we need to pick up as many karma points as possible. And now we are getting very close to our first engagement in combat, so make sure that your weapons are fully loaded before you open this door. Because when we open it, there is gonna be an onslaught of Nosalises. So you're prepared for that. And I was hanging around here for a little bit. Have no idea what I was waiting for. I think I thought that Khan would open the door. Like looking at it, come on old man. You got less to lose than I do. But once, as always in games, you have to do most of the grunt work. And what I do, I just try to put as much pressure on them as possible and back up into that room, as you saw me do. Because they will have some trouble tracking you, and Khan will get some of their attention. Some of them will turn their aggro towards him. And he's not the best NPC in the world. None of the NPCs in these games are. They don't have a very high damage output, but sometimes they can get the aggro towards them, so the enemies will leave you alone and you can take pot shots. And he does his fair share. He gets us through these tunnels alive. And as you can see, I keep on whipping out my lighter from time to time. That's whenever there is cobwebs or spiderwebs. Spiderwebs will not hurt you, but they do slow you down. So I think you get the lighter out by pressing D-pad up. So you burn them and it makes you go through them faster. And here we're gonna see the anomaly. Khan tells you to stand still and listen to him. That's it, coming through the tunnel. That electric ball of light. It will not hurt you as long as you stand still. It just comes over and says like, hi guys, what are you doing? You just checking out these tunnels? Or maybe it doesn't notice you when you're standing still. You know, like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park that can't see shit as long as you're standing still and being quiet. Which no one, of course, fucking listens to in those movies. Also, you saw, once again, we got a karma point for listening to Khan's instructions. And here we have another anomaly. Quite a hard word to say, apparently. And just as before, just stand still when it passes. I'm not quite sure if that anomaly can kill you. Okay, from now on, I'm gonna refer to them as orbs during the rest of this episode. Because apparently my tongue is not cooperating. I think it's after effects of the shot that the dentist gave me. Or the shots, actually. So it's a bit malfunctioning. But now we'll call them orbs for the duration of this episode. Also, I got another karma point for going over to that fence. Not quite sure why that triggers a karma point. I just noticed that it did. And now we're once again gonna be attacked by Nosalises. And what I usually do, you see them coming through the tunnels, I just put my back to this corner. And this shambler, as I said, has quite a brutal damage output, especially with the extended barrel. But it does have one quite big drawback in a situation like this, and that is if you empty the clip, or overall, it takes quite a long time to reload it, because it has 6 shells in its clip, whatever you call it. And as you can see, the reload time is quite brutal. So maybe I would recommend that you go over to the AK. I became a little bit desperate. Maybe it's not the best strategy to just back your ass into a corner like this when you're fighting Natas. But I'm not super good at strafing and shooting in this game, especially when it comes to these stressed guys. But it worked for me, and I think it should work for you as well. And also, if you feel the need to heal, always do it in time, so to speak, because you could see the animation for RTM healing. He needs to open his little health kit, pick out a shot and stick it in his arm. So if you're too late, it may kill you. And now Khan has told us stand still, because one of those orbs is coming again. And you see what happens when you move? That's what it will do to you. It will fry your ass on the spot. But we like the orbs now, don't we? Because they helped us. It killed... what could I have been? 5, 6 Natas? In like a second. So it's quite brutal, and you can just imagine what would happen to you if you hadn't... I tried, I think actually on my first recording of this game, you know, where I didn't get the Enlightened ending, I actually made a mistake of moving. I think I took one step and instantly died. And now we're gonna head in here to this skeleton and pick up another karma point. So be very careful. Whenever those orbs show up, stand still. I know I've said it numerous times during this episode, but it's worth saying once again. So I'm gonna say it one last time. Stand still. Because they will hurt. A lot. But we have gotten through the ghost level. And I want to thank you very much for watching. And I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.